Hiyo! So I thought after the relative success of the Lao Sa Bao that I would try to make another Chinese classic with a twist on it. So Ye Si Gun is a coconut bun that is set in the shape of a spiral, and it does have like sweetened coconut flakes in it, and it's really nice, like same kind of bread dough as a lot of the other Chinese baked goods, and it's just really nice to have with a cup of tea. So I thought, what if we made it in a loaf form and made it as a babka? And I've done a babka before, and to relative success. So trying to modify this to make it with a slightly different dough, and then also with the coconut filling. I've combined a couple recipes. I've got F52 and I've got King Arthur recipe for milk bread. I compared this to my last recipe for the dough, and it is very similar with the tangzhong. So I'm going to do that, and also I'm going to replace a lot of stuff with just like whole milk, because I could do coconut milk too. I don't know if that would add more coconutty flavor to it. And then I'm going to do this as a one-day bake instead of overnight. I do have an overnight instruction version of the babka, which is what I had done for Chicago's Best Baker. So I think I'll do this first with just one day, and then I can try the overnight as well, see if there's any difference in the results. Last time making this roux, I had a lot of success actually doing it in the microwave, so that's what I'm going to do today. This version actually uses bread flour for it. The other version I had done had used AP, and this also uses milk as part of it instead of just all water. This is after 15 seconds. There hasn't been that much of a change. Another 15 seconds and you can start to see there's a solid kind of wall forming around the outside here. So you can see now there's like a solid wall all the way around, and then only the center part is really liquidy. You want it to leave kind of like a ribbon or streak. I put this in a large bowl because I'm going to combine other things into this before we add it to the dry. We're going to start with blooming the yeast. I've microwaved a little bit of the whole milk. It is a half cup, and then we're going to put 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast in here, which I don't know if I have enough. 1.5. Oh, pretty much just perfect. Alright, so we'll get that started, let that sit for 10 minutes while we prep the rest of the flour. 320. Close enough. Salt. 1 teaspoon. 1/4 cup sugar. Milk powder. 2 tablespoons. Egg. While we wait for the yeast to bloom, I'm gonna go ahead and make the filling. Coconut, 1 1/4 cup. Doesn't seem like a lot, but hopefully it'll go far. Otherwise, I guess I could always make more filling too. That's not a huge issue. Milk powder. Okay, 1/3 cup of sugar. Salt. 2 tablespoons of softened butter. 2 large egg yolks. 2.5 tablespoons of milk. Let's hope that this whisk actually works. Kind of feel like I should just use a spoon, to be honest. There's not much liquid in here happening. This is the worst when it gets stuck. I hate that. Yeah, pretty decent. The yeast is now properly bloomed. You can see it's kind of created a shelf bubbly shelf on top of the milk. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this. Whisk this together, all the wet. Tried to create a little well in here. There we go. So pour this in here. Combine this a little bit. Because I want the stand mixer to have something to like grip onto. I'm just going to scrape it along the side to get it nice and clean, but otherwise it's pretty good. It's just going to rest now for about 1 hour 40 to 2 hours. So it's been about 2 hours and the dough has not risen as much as I would hope it has. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. In the meantime, I went ahead and made the syrup. The original recipe is 1/3 cup sugar plus 1/3 cup water, melted over medium heat until the sugar dissolves. But because the bread didn't seem to be rising that much, I wasn't sure if I really needed that much syrup. So I cut it back down to 1/4, 1/4. And then I just went ahead and made an egg wash. And then this is a slightly smaller one of my pans that I've lined with parchment paper. So hopefully it will turn out in this loaf. Okay, so we've got the dough. It is a little bit better than I had hoped. We're definitely solidly at the 2-hour mark. So you can see I could poke it. The indent still stays in there. So I am going to turn this out. Hopefully it will actually turn out well here. It's really sticky. I should grab the bench scraper maybe. Okay, let's just turn it a little bit. Punch it and turn it. I think this was a good amount of filling, actually. Now for the tough bit. I have to roll it and then make sure that the seam side is down. So we're gonna roll this way. Yep. Because we want length is what we want. Oh my gosh. What a huge sausage-like roll. It's totally gonna ooze all over the place. Oh no! What do I do about that? Okay. It's about as tight as it's gonna get, so womp. I was gonna leave this in the fridge for longer, but honestly, I think I just have to get a move on because it does have to proof as well for a second time. So I think I just have to do it, bite the bullet. Okay, so that's gonna be a mess regardless. That's fine. I'm gonna do this. All right. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. And then we're gonna go directly into here. Okay. So I'm gonna use this to cut it. This is the thicker side. I'll make that the end. Okay. Probably should just use a knife. Now, let's twist it. Gosh, okay. It's so messy. You reap what you sow. This is what you did. You overfilled it. So, I'm just going to do it one at a time. I'm going to cross it. Yep. I'm going to wipe the surface anyway. So, I'm going to cross it. Press again. Press again. Could be worse. Could be better. I'm going to tuck that under. And then I'm going to use both my hands. Okay. I feel like it always looks messy going in, right? Right? Oh, it's like magic. The work surface is clean. Woo! Here it is. Looks pretty decent. Cover it with cling wrap. Prove it for 40 minutes to an hour. The oven is preheated to 350, and now we're gonna check on the dough, see if it's good. Yep, perfect. In for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then we'll see how it's doing. I ended up putting foil over it because it was browning a lot. A lot of the coconut had fallen off, so it's burned on the bottom, so hopefully, ooh, yeah, it's nice and brown. We are looking for an internal temp of 190. It was baking for 30 to 40 minutes. Still steadily climbing, but it is slowing down a lot. So I put it in covered for another like 5 to 10 minutes, and it is climbing a lot faster now. And I think we'll pretty much be good. Okay, time for the fun part. I get to lacquer this guy up. And hopefully it'll come out. Yes. The magic of parchment paper. Okay. Alright. Let's see how it looks. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out, actually. The milk bread, I mean, it's a new recipe that I tried, and I kind of mashed them together again, and then also the coconut filling seems to have worked out really well. So I am going to let this guy cool, and then I'm going to package it up because it's going away. It's going to a friend in exchange for delicious cookies. So I normally wouldn't give away something that I haven't tasted before, but I think this is pretty good. And I'm just gonna have to make another one for myself. So yeah, I will actually write this recipe down so that you guys will know how to make it, and then I will probably do a better video to show you how it's done. But overall, I think I would call this a success. I think this is really good, so A+. Woo!